sure to check out the awesome scare prank we did with his makeup later on in the video. But first, this tutorial requires intermediate skills, takes about 25 to 30 minutes to prep, and about an hour, maybe 1.5 to apply. We spent a small amount of money on some black and white hairspray color as well as a bald cap. The rest of the stuff we had. If you want to know how to create awesome clothing for your Night King, check out our White Walker tutorial. I will link it in the description. Alright, so let's create some latex paste using liquid latex and baking flour. Mix it all up. If you're wondering about the quality of the video or the angles or why it looks a bit different, it's because we forgot the memory cards at home, so we actually have to film this with the iPhone. So there you go. Anyways, we used the latex paste to create that forehead shape with those angry brows. Use your nails or any other sharp object to create these striations. And then just smooth them over. Go back and do them again to give them more of a natural feel. Just like that. Sometimes those nails are very useful. You can of course use a little knife, the back of a brush, or anything else. Just dip it in latex and you will succeed. Let's create those cheekbones, and they are sort of triangular. They point out a fair amount. Let's make a little nice slope there on top. Fade it out. One going downwards. And now we have a pretty defined cheekbone there. And by the way, are you excited for the new season of Game of Thrones? Or do you just think this whole series sucks so bad? I don't know, I've never seen it, so create more striations there on the cheekbones using any sharp object, or pointy I should say. It doesn't have to be sharp necessarily. And remember to have a little bit of that liquid latex on the instrument, or in this case the nail, so you don't rip up the whole cheekbone. More striations on that forehead piece with the brows. Detailing work here. Of course, this is a lot easier if you find yourself a nice reference image of that walker. Some temple areas here. Yep. If you don't have two of these styrofoam heads, you can of course wait until one is dry, peel it off, then create the next piece. There we go, striations again, and the same for the neck. The Night King in Swedish actually means Nattens kung. When you're all done, you should have something looking like this, so leave them to dry overnight. Speaking of darkness and nights, this shout goes to the Dark Danny. Also cool stuff there, and it's very dark. You should go check it out and follow. One day later, and our prosthetics are dry. We apply some flour to the prosthetics as we peel them off. Otherwise, that latex will stick to itself and be ruined. Make sure you apply an ample amount as you peel it off as well. And when it's off, you might want to trim those edges a little bit. Clean them up. About all that hair. Boom. Remove it. And of course, with all that latex in our face, we don't want to have it caught in our hair, in those brows and the hairline. So we apply a little bit of Vaseline to make sure it doesn't stick there. Goody goody. On with a bald cap, and this is a super cheapo bald cap for no money, basically. Cut out a little hole for the ear, we want to be able to hear, and then apply it with either skin adhesive or liquid latex. And as you might have guessed, the next process is pretty much straightforward. We apply all those pieces we created straight onto our face using liquid latex. With each piece in place, we go over all the edges with additional latex to really make it stick there. And simply keep on gluing those pieces in place. To fuse those pieces together a little bit better, we're going to use cotton. Simply apply it to the edges there, and those pieces will become one. And as for the nose, we also need to create the ridges on the nose. We do that straight on. So a tiny bit of cotton, and then shape it with a pointy tool, or in this case a brush, but make sure you know that that brush will be dead afterwards. And again, shaping this of course gets a lot easier if you have a nice reference image of the Night King to begin with. With the nose job in place, time to attach that neck piece. And that's the last prosthetic that's going in there. And next up, we have all those cool horns on top of the head. And for that, we're gonna use Ellimorph Plastic. We heat up that plastic in hot water, just like that. Throw it in there. And when it's soft, it turns into a gooey mess, just like this. And we shape that and push it on to the prosthetics. And if that Ellimorph Plastic doesn't stick there by itself, you can either use liquid latex, skin adhesive, or any kind of glue actually to put them in place, because you will be gluing onto the bolt cap, so it will be okay. And if you don't have Ellimorph Plastic, you can buy it in our shop at ellimax.com. Link is in the description. And you can also, of course, use cotton and latex to build up those horns and shape them as you see fit. The easiest way to paint this large area is of course spray, so we are using white hairspray color. Do not get that mixed up with real white spray color. This is made for the hair and skin, so we spray that on there for a nice base coat of white. And we continue with the eyes. They of course need to be a lot darker. And yeah, now you look pretty. To mix things up and to go for our desired color scheme here, we add additional purple. Mix that in, fade it out. And we also use that same color as a shading on the rest of the face. With the base for our shading in place, it's time for that white color, of course, which is very central for a character like this. go in and blend that in with the shading and cover basically all of the face with this white tone. Switching back to the purple to bring out those ridges on the nose. And next up, basic water-based body paint. Time to mix that up with the blue and that white. Get the right tonality on there, covering the whole head. And for additional dynamics, we go in with that black tone as well for shading and to rough things up here. This guy is a freak. And to tie things together, we apply a thin layer of that white hairspray color again. We also go in with that black to really darken down some of the areas. And as usual, we are not shooting the back of our head in the videos and in the photo shoot, but of course you should paint the back of your head as well if you plan on using this on a costume party. Then we go in with black to darken those eyes and to shade to bring out those shapes of the face. With all that shading in place, it's time to switch to eyeliners to bring out those striations. And we'll begin with a blue. This is a really intense blue. Then we switch that up to a turquoise color in metallic. But that was not caught on camera, so you will just see it pop in there. Sometimes the camera simply shuts down while recording. I think we need to get another memory card there. And right about here, you'll see that turquoise color pop in. Yep, there it is. And then we switch to black. We even deepen those striations further. Then a little bit of white and a little bit of black again there. Tie things together. And if you want to know how to create some super cool Night King clothing, check out our White Walker tutorial. Since this look was more about the face, we just put this simple shoulder piece on there for the sake of it. And there you go, the Night King from Game of Thrones. What do you think about this look? We think it came out pretty cool. And speaking of cool, we did this makeup on a fellow YouTuber, Daniel, in Stockholm, and went to the ice bar to see if we could scare some people. So this is how it went.
If we don't put aside our enmities, we will die. And then it doesn't matter whose skeleton sits on the Iron Throne.
De första kunderna har kommit nu, så nu kör vi.
Touch the dragon glass! Winter is coming! The end is coming, my boy! Night King is my name. Soy 100 años. Gracias. Ni shu di shoppingo. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Winter is coming! Winter is coming!
The next video is all about a seasonal character that has been requested so many times, so we hope you will like that one as well. And hey, tell me, what are you doing to make the world a better place? Tell me in the comments, and we'll see you very soon, in fact later this week. Take care, love you, bye.